If you weren't in the earlier stream, you might have missed this, but Julia, many years ago, in I think it was like 2011, she had seen this article and she asked who Emma was. Down here at the bottom, it claims that the founders of Our World and all of the floating islands was Aza, Emma, and Caden. Now, I got an answer from Derek, but unfortunately isn't a very happy one as to what happens to Emma. According to Derek, during the experiments to get the islands to launch up into the air, Emma actually has died. So Emma is no longer with us, and that is why she doesn't have an in-game character. Very sad, yes. Have to start a petition to get her a tombstone in Nevermore. It is a little dark. It wasn't the answer I was expecting. I had no idea what had happened to Emma either, and no one seemed to even remember that she was ever mentioned. Now, if you weren't in the earlier stream, you probably didn't hear this part earlier, but I was asked if we would ever do something like an Our World newspaper, and I did mention that we had this one magazine, but since making physical copies is unfortunately kind of irrelevant now that everything is online, we probably wouldn't do anything like that, but I am looking into possibly starting some kind of a blog based on the NPCs. It would be similar to how back in 2009 we would do web hunts, where the NPCs would take turns every week, make a brief post and email players, and you would just find this and that for 40 or so gems, some kind of prize, just something simple, nothing too challenging. But I'd like to start that up again, so if possible I'm going to try to figure out if anyone would mind me running some kind of a blog, or if any of the former writers would be willing to help me with that. I'm not sure when it would start, but I'll try to get it by the end of summer. Hi, Ruby. Here is the first page in the article about how Colette and Otto had a bit of a fashion showdown. Fun fact I've also heard from Derek, apparently Zoe and Otto have something of a secret relationship. Not me, Zoe, the NPC Zoe. Gasp indeed, it surprised me too. I asked him if he had any interesting facts for me to share with you guys, and he's like, oh, did you know that Zoe and Otto had a love affair? Even I did not know that. Do you have your ad block on, Vanilla? I don't have any advertisements playing on my end. It can also be guessed that part of the reason why Colette and Zoe don't get along is that If Zoe is in a relationship with Otto, that could be a bit of a factor since her and Otto are rivals. It all makes sense. Now, on the second page of the article, Beasties was originally going to be a pet shop on the boardwalk. It never actually launched, we just combined it with enchantments. But you'll notice these three pets that we don't actually have in the game. And I believe that they were meant to be in Downworld. Unfortunately, they haven't made it to either game that I know of. But this little lizard guy was apparently Otto's friend in the very original designs. Soon to be replaced with Dugbot, unfortunately. Oh, here's a fun picture. Let's see. One of the very first designs for the catwalk. I'm not sure what it is she's wearing. You'll notice that a few of the items have been implemented in the game, like her hood and paws. But they weren't a monthly item until, I believe it was 2010 or 11. So we had the sketch lying around for many years before it was actually added into the game. And we have a lot of files like that at work. We've designed... For the next bento box, I'm pretty sure we already have a good 6 outfits saved from last year. We have quite an expansive folder of never-used designs that we shell out every once in a while. Usually they're used when we update the stores for the generic coin items. But this is Jordan modeling the outfit, if anyone remembers that NPC. Yep, Jordan does like to blog. That is one of her hobbies listed on her profile. She's the one that Niccolo has a crush on. Wears all yellow, usually found in a scarf. And if you can't tell by looking at this one, we have incorporated some of these very similar designs in the game already. This shirt ended up turning into the Paris shirt, I want to call it, the one that has the little slit through the middle. Bits of the boots and the tie were used for the study outfit. These were just fun designs for the catwalk way back when. The hair is in the game, yep. The purse is really cute. Her whole outfit's cute. I'm surprised that we haven't used more of it. Originally, when the game first launched, the design of the characters was aimed to replicate that of the art in the band Gorillaz. Obviously, we've strayed a little further than that, but you can kind of see the resemblance once it's been pointed out to you with a lot of the items that we have. cute picture of Colette that was used in the magazine. Now, I really wish that we had this dress in the game. Her original design was quite cute. Here we've got Melvin. Colette was one of the very first few that were, their designs were actually finalized. If any of you missed this earlier, this was the very first drawing that we ever did for an island, just the concept of one. If you go to the Skyscope at the pier, you'll actually notice a lot of these, a lot of similarities, the body of water and the buildings. So we did incorporate a few of the designs into the game itself. This isn't exactly how an island looks. But we weren't too far off. I'm not sure how to explain where the chat box would be found. There might be some kind of tab that you can use to pull it out, Rain. She posted on the topic that she was here, but she couldn't figure out how to pull this chat window out. For anyone that wasn't here in the first stream, I explained how this diner is actually what we modeled Flo's diner after. This is where the original team would meet about 3 or 4 times a week. They would have dinner and they would discuss what they wanted the game to be, how they would launch it, different features. This was pretty much the meeting place before we had an office. And to commemorate this diner, we did design flows after it. You can definitely see a lot of similarities. But this is an actual diner, it's still open.